instead of the great show you came to see. That's what you sound like. Honest. Please cooperate and do your part in keeping this theater quiet so everyone, including you, can enjoy it.
Wow, it's so weird when there's just three of us on the screen.
I know, really weird. I don't even know how to open the show. What up? What's happening? It's 8 o'clock. It's Tuesday night, and it's time for the DNBA show on YouTube, Periscope, and Facebook at DNVR Nuggets. No Adam Mares today. Dad's away, so the kids must play. To my left,
let's go. Yeah.
Eric Weedham, D-Line. Oh, what is this?
Unbelievable.
What is this?
Muted.
Oh, hey everybody.
He looks so high right now.
Are you checking in on us right now? Are you checking in on us?
How's everything going, guys?
Going great.
It's not going well. I'm playing the music. That's worth something, right?
What's going on online these days?
Oh, God. Where are you joining us from? I didn't even pay attention to your Slack message.
I'm in South Dakota, central South Dakota.
Nice. Can you see Mount Rushmore from where you are?
I can't. I haven't seen it yet.
Useless.
But it is lovely. Look how lovely it is.
Overrated.
Overrated.
Did you come on here just to flex on us? Is that what's happening right now?
I kind of did. Yeah.
You know what, Kale? Get him out of here. Get him out of here. I can't do
vacation.
this. I can't do this with him peering over my shoulder. Adam is not tonight's special guest. Let's finish introducing the panel. To my left, it's Eric Weedham, a.k.a. D-Line Co.
Is he going to jump back in?
I certainly hope not.
Can we play as the mice, or I don't know what I'm doing. I'm on edge.
It's cocktail hour, man. I don't know what he's doing working. He's got to lean into that. Below us, it's Harrison Wind, fresh off a Peloton session, looking great as always.
Always. We're presented by Manscaped, guys. Can't forget that part.
Your balls. Well, thank you. My balls are thanking me right now.
Are they?
And I'm very excited, and I want to thank our special guest for carving out the time to welcome TJ McBride, friend of the program, back to the program. TJ, what's up, brother?
It's great to see you guys. I wish we had Drink Adam still here, but I'm still very happy to be here regardless.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine without it.
The crowd goes wild.
I think that mug says, what does that mug say?
Here. Let me get you a good view.
There might be whiskey. I'm going to go ahead and my DraftKings pick of the week. That's
Adam
whiskey.
Coffee right here, okay? Just filling out the drunkenness for you guys.
How you been, man? We're getting closer to the end of the tunnel, but still a little far away. You hanging in there?
Say, but I don't know where the end of this tunnel is, so my insanity still kind of spirals in different directions on different days. But you know what? Basketball will be back soon. I have my coffee. Things are pretty much somewhat normal for me. I'll be all right.
With your whiskey.
Hopefully. There's a chance that this tunnel is just like someone painted on a road
tunnel,
and we're just driving straight into it.
Wall. Yeah, 100%.
I want to get TJ's thoughts on the bubble, because I don't think we've talked to him since like this formulation came into reality.
That's right.
So what do you think of the bubble? Do you think it's going to work?
No, I don't think it's going to work.
I knew that was your take.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knew what I was going to say to this take. I mean, if you follow me on Twitter, you probably have seen this. But this is the thing. It just came out today. Tim McMahon, I believe, was the one who published the article that they're not going to be testing people who are Disney employees going into the bubble. And it's not a bubble. We need to stop calling it a bubble. When
Dave Dufour calls it a net. I think that's pretty good.
I like that. Yes, a net with some serious holes in it. But when you have people coming and going in one of the biggest hotspots in America, it's going to be extremely difficult to know if your bubble is truly secure without testing those people. So I feel very skeptical before this. I feel skeptical now. The second bubble just completely confuses me. So I'm at the point right now where I don't know, which is what I've been saying for 4 months. So here we are.
The second bubble is a little easier to formulate a take. They just shouldn't be doing it.
That's a terrible idea, yes.
Here's something I was thinking about today, and this is actually pretty scary when we're thinking about what things are going to look like in like December. I have more confidence in the Disney World bubble working than I do that like the NBA is going to be able to execute next season to have a season that we can like recognize. Like I am more confident in the bubble right now than I am like the NBA playing a full season next year probably.
So to play devil's advocate, isn't the second bubble then the next step towards just bubble environments for basketball for the foreseeable future? Not just this year, but potentially next year as well. Maybe they're trying to play with this idea. I have no idea.
It's a good point. It's a good point, TJ.
But maybe there is something to them just trying to find an alternative because they know that there isn't a vaccine on the horizon. Not one that they can account for. So might as well try and peek around at what you can do. Oh, this isn't peeking. This is just diving into the pool head first. But still, you're going to have to find some alternative, I guess, living in this current reality. And this would be the first steps towards a bubble lifestyle for the NBA going forward for the next 18 months or so.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to just play in home arenas and have a kind of quote-unquote bubble where all those arenas are. You enter, you exit the bubble when you go into a new city. I just can't see them, playing the entire year at Disney.
Well, yeah.
They're going to have to play in the home arenas.
Yeah, you can't actually quantify what they're going to do because they have no idea what they're going to do next year. They're just trying to get through this chaotic, complex net that they're trying to do right now. I don't think that they have the capacity to even look that far ahead, unless it's the CBA and just not ripping it up. That's the only goal right now, it seems like, is just to get through this so they can reassess after.
And, I mean, you got to get guys playing, right? We talked about this on a previous show. I mean, maybe you don't actually have to, especially if you're putting lives at risk. But that might be the thinking is look, these guys have already sat longer than an off season, right? So we don't even know when next season's starting. We should get these dudes playing in a team environment.
Yeah, that second bubble is difficult to justify.
It really is.
Any sort of arguments that make sense in favor of the bubble, completely fall apart.
I agree with that. If I'm going to try, though, the one thing that they're trying to stand on in a moral sense is we want to save careers. We don't want 15, 16, 17th roster spot guys to just disappear and have no chance.
Our careers? Do they want to save our careers? Is that the reason we're getting it?
I think they want to eliminate.
I thought it was.
This is all about end of bench guys. But I can formulate a cognitive thought that might be the case. I'm not saying it's true by any sense, but there is something maybe to that.
Yeah. I think I have more confidence than most, I feel like, that it's going to work to an extent.
Oh, dude, they are absolutely going to hammer this square peg into this round hole.
It might not be pretty and it might not be a good product, but I think it's going to work enough, if that makes sense.
I don't think that this thing goes off the tracks unless a team withdrawals. And it is worth noting that I think it was FC Dallas, the MLS team.
Yeah.
They entered the bubble last week. There was 2 positive test results. They quarantined those players. Days later, 4 players tested positive. Well, we found out now this week that I think most of the team tested positive. And
at Disney World.
At Disney World, and they've withdrawn altogether. So to me,
I don't think the MLS entry plan was as secure as the NBA's, though.
Sure.
I have more of a hard time believing it was.
More MLB than NBA.
Or else they actually are in serious trouble.
No, I mean, but to me, that's the only thing that could really derail it is a team pulling out. But for now, we have teams rolling in. Producer Kale, that's your cue. The Denver Nuggets, or some of the Denver Nuggets. Did they touch down today? Do I have this right? I'm hosting the show.
They touched down today in Orlando.
They are currently quarantining in their hotel rooms. Quarantining.
So what comes next when they have to? It's 24 hours, right, in the hotel in their rooms.
I love this.
So
Mickey bus behind them.
That's a glorious. This is a glorious picture, by the way.
This is straight up.
Looks like Maine. Look at the lines on the map.
This is the straight up most dystopian photo I've ever seen.
This is an incredible picture.
Yeah, with the Mickey Mouse thing behind it.
Yeah.
Shout out Calvin Booth.
Shout out Taylor, the videographer that works for the Nuggets, who's down there with the team.
And Calvin Booth. We'll get on that news later. But sorry. Go ahead, Win. Go ahead.
So the teams and staffers and everybody down there has to return 2 negative tests 24 hours apart. So they'll be quarantined in their rooms from anywhere to 36 to 48 hours here.
Wow.
And then first practice could be Thursday and also could be Friday, depending on how long those tests take to come back. So we'll have a practice here in potentially 2 days.
And we'll get some results coming in.
If everything goes well, if everything goes smoothly.
As for what we do know right now, we know that Nikola Jokic was not with the team when they touched down. Win, to your knowledge, is this because Jokic was not able to fly with the team? I mean, do you? I don't know if you have an airtight knowledge of exactly why he didn't fly, or was that just a precaution?
Apparently, he had just some trouble with his travel plans and just wasn't able to travel. The Nuggets have been super vague about this.
Sure,
they've been super vague about this. I was not surprised he was not on the team plane. That seemed like the direction everything was trending. I think the hope is just to get him to Disney here sooner rather than later, because he's got to do his own quarantine. He's got to go through his own 48-hour quarantine too. So the further behind he is, the further he's got to catch up, and he'll probably start missing practices here. I can't see him, making the first practice. So that stuff's going to add up.
Doesn't it feel like we built a big house that we're all going to go to a vacation in, but we built it on very, very, very shaky ground?
No, you built it on a frozen lake that's melting. Like, no. There is going to be no house potentially. But no, the thing that Harrison said that was interesting, that I also had the same experience with, the Nuggets were very tight-lipped about what was going on. I don't know if Jokic was in the air. I don't know if he has landed in Denver. I don't know if he has taken off from Serbia. And it seems like that seems to be the consensus, is that people are not able, as writers, are not able to pin down where he is right now, which I find very nerve-wracking. I'm not sure how actually terrifying this is, but when they're being this tight-lipped, there usually is a reason why. So I'm very confused about how this is going to play out, but it could be another 4 or 5 days until Nikola is in Orlando.
We need to get the homie on this. Miroslav, what's going on?
Miroslav, can you drive to Sombor right now?
Hit your buddy up.
You gotta get across the water.
Do a quick lap around the city and let me know if you see anybody.
So for those of you wondering, he's either in Serbia or he's in the air or somewhere, or he just got to.
And also, from everything we know, he's tested negative. I believe multiple times. He's asymptomatic, so he should be good to come over here. There's just some sort of delay.
He's in the woods.
I love the very wooded area that just defines it so down on the
Hold on. Is he with Adam?
I think someone said Adam's
he just lied about his expedition to Serbia, and he's just getting some vacation time with Adam Mata.
No, Adam lied about vacationing. He's going to find his boy. He needs to make sure. But yeah, all indications, despite a lack of airtight knowledge around the situation.
That's a good comment. The stages of beard growth. Did you see that?
I did see that.
TJ, what's your concern factor around him, like missing? Like, just not there with the team right now, potentially missing a practice. Is that a big deal?
0% for me. This is this starting lineup has played together more than any other starting lineup by like 300 minutes. I'm just not concerned about Jokic understanding how his teammates play basketball. Maybe his teammates might not be able to rally around him in the same way. We've seen them start seasons slow, so maybe there's a little bit of that there, but I'm not worried about Jokic's play. That doesn't concern me too much.
Yeah, I don't have any big concerns around it either. The only thing I'm wondering is, like, how much basketball has he played between when he was diagnosed and when he'll get to Disney World?
But
none, a little, some. I don't.
With Nikola, does it matter, though? Like, that's the thing, is that he's such a, like, it's just natural. All of it's instincts. He's a bird. How many times have we discussed this on Media Row? Like, he just does. And I feel like that's something that will always translate, especially in these extremely adaptive situations where you have to adapt in these ways. I think Jokic is actually more prepared regardless of practice time.
But rhythm matters. Rhythm matters to these guys, and they're out of it right now. And if Jokic misses out on some practice time because he's a little late, then he has to quarantine. Look, is it drastic? No. But, like, is it devastating? No. But I think there's something there. You know what I mean?
It is drastic and devastating. I've got a $25 bet and a free $25 bet on them to beat the Heat in their first game. I thought I made that pretty clear yesterday. It is a big deal, Brendan.
I'm just upset you didn't bet on scrimmage games. I thought you would have like elevated your level of gambling to betting on scrimmage games in a bubble, and I had really hoped for that.
No. It's gotten low. I appreciate you say elevated. You know, that's a clear sink down into a bad life choice. But no, I didn't feel very creative. I just bet on the same game twice.
So to recap, as far as we know, the rest of the traveling party is in Orlando, just waiting for Jokic, who is still expected to arrive, still expected to participate.
So the other couple positive tests that they did get did not travel with the team. Like that was a rule in the 500 page. I don't think it was that long, but pretty much.
The fact that I know the number is bad, but yeah.
The 138 health and safety protocol. If you tested positive and you were part of the traveling party, it was very tough to fly with the team. So those guys there was a couple people at the traveling party that will fly down at a later date.
We just don't know who those guys
See
are.
this? We've got little birds out all over the world doing our bidding. Stacks,
Yo, let's get that picture.
I know, what?
The bird?
Let's move on to some other news around the league now.
Get that bird out of here.
Still really relatively good news for Denver, regardless of your level of Jokic concern. And besides those guys that didn't travel, I mean, they're all still expected to play. And as Malone alluded to, everyone's going to participate that we know of. So Denver in decent shape. Let's take a look at Brooklyn. We got some updates today. Taurean Prince, this one came from Woj, I believe he tweeted out. He has tested positive, and he is not going to play in Orlando, which makes Prince the fourth Nets player, including DeAndre Jordan, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Wilson Chandler, to opt out of the league's restart. Nets are eligible to sign 4 substitute players. Team departed this evening for Orlando.
That's an empty plane.
That is an empty plane.
Yeah.
See this? The Brooklyn Net.
So my question to you guys is, if you're one of the guys on the Nets who's still planning on going, this is the 4th guy now that's out. I mean, do you consider, you know what I mean? I mean, are we going to see more guys opting out? There's no, like, Brooklyn's not winning the title, right? No. And so with these guys out, I mean, we don't even know what data they're looking to gather, what questions they're looking to answer. It could just be replacement player season. If you're on the Nets, do you even want to go at this point, TJ?
This is the thing. Yes, for the players that are on that roster, then yes, you need your playing time with all that exposure that you can get to try and get a new contract. Those players are all guys who are fighting for their NBA lives. There are not legitimate players on that roster other than like Jared Allen and Karis LeVert. So, yeah, I think a lot of those guys are actually amped to finally get their playing time. Same thing with, like, Troy Brown in Washington. He saw Bradley Beal opt out, and he was like, I got my 8 games to show what I can do finally. I'm going to have the ball in my hands, and I think you're going to see a lot of young guys take that approach going forward in this bubble and try and make it something positive for themselves.
What do you guys think it says about the Nets specifically that they have all of these players that are opting out? Is it just a coincidence that these players happen to play on the same team? Is it something about the culture of the Nets? Is it like I'm curious if you have any theories on this.
Well, I mean, obviously you have Kyrie's voice in that locker room, but also like this latest example we just cited. I mean, Prince tested positive,
Yeah.
I mean, at that point he might just see it easier to remove himself from a situation where 3 of our guys aren't going, we're not winning. Let me make this easier for everyone.
I don't know. TJ's exactly right though, and if I'm Joe Harris, an upcoming free agent, I'm pumped about this because I'm going to be playing 30 minutes a night. And if I'm like a Kenneth Reed or a Nick Young who's sitting out there on the free agent wire, I'm on the phone with my agent right now. Get me on the Nets because I'm going to be playing meaningful games and I can parlay that into a contract next year.
I mean, if I'm a decision maker at the Nets, I'm trying to figure out if it's too late to just pull out of this thing.
But they landed. Like that's what I know. The funniest part of that. I was thinking that through the first 3 sentences, and then the last one of they landed in Orlando, and you're like, oh, ship has already sailed for sure. But the one thing about the Nets opting
plane
out,
has already landed.
Yeah, I was just gonna say kind of a mixed metaphor.
Literally. But the thing about the Nets is that they're in Brooklyn as well, which is one of the hottest spots right now for the social justice protests that are happening in this country, as well as COVID-19. So I think that is going to play a massive part in this. And the other part of it for me, whenever I see people opt out, I'm not asking questions. Full stop. Like, there are so many things right now in this world that are bigger than basketball that I'm 100% cool. I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to worry. Good luck to you. I hope that you sitting down is the best thing for you. And I'm just going to move on to who's playing because it's so hard to try and create anything of substance from trying to figure out why these people have done this or try and, pick them apart for whatever it may be. Not saying that we're doing that by any means, but just as an overall kind of thought process.
Yeah.
How I look at it.
It's interesting though. I mean, the concept of just a team ethos, like it seems like for whatever reason, and I don't even know, maybe this is because they don't have a coach. They haven't had, like, there's sort of a leadership void there. Kenny Atkinson leaves. Kyrie is the sort of the voice of that, like Brendan mentions. It sort of gets into the heads. And again, this is without judgment. I'm just curious, like, why the Nets, above all other teams, seem to be most likely to opt out. And is it because they feel like this season doesn't matter in the first place because they're just waiting for KD to come back?
See, I do think there are a lot of factors here, but I do think the biggest one, Eric, in terms of informing like a team ethos, is just what their perspective is on this tournament, what it means to them, and their chances of winning it. I think you just hit the nail on the head for a lot of the Nets. It's like this whole season was a wash. You know, I mean, they may have had impending free agents, right, may have had something to prove and all that, but as an organization, it was a tread water year. So as you enter a situation that I think folks are increasingly understandably skeptical about, and you get closer to that, it's like, well, with each person that draws out, I'm drawing out too, because, I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah, where are they? I don't even remember. Where are they in the standings? Like, are they...
The Nets are the seventh seed.
So, yeah.
Can they end up in the lottery?
I don't even know how that's going to work. They could, yes. I mean, technically, any team that falls out of the playoffs is going to be in the lottery, even if they're in the bubble, technically. But the one thing about the Nets that I find really interesting is that Kyrie and KD got their people there. So there are a lot of big-minded thinkers. Regardless of how you feel about Kyrie's comments, we only see 10% of what Kyrie says to amongst his people. So we don't really have a good idea, in my opinion. But those people are going to bring in other people who think like them. Wilson Chandler has been an activist and a big thinker as long as I have ever covered him, and was even a fan of the Nuggets. So, like, these people also, they kind of are friends because of these things. So it's not surprising to me that they ended up on the same team, and that ethos part of it kind of became a part of the problem.
Yeah, that's a good point.
All I know is we're going to get some bad basketball.
So bad. Summer League we're going to be
the Nets, the Wizards, the Magic,
you,
the Suns, the Spurs, the Kings. What?
Why are the Suns there?
I said this on the night that we record the show after the plans came out for a 22-team tournament. Why are we doing 22 teams? Well, we all know why, but it's so stupid. It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Well, I want to thank you for that segue gold, Harrison. So let's move on from one team that probably should go to this thing to another team that definitely shouldn't go to this thing. The Washington Wizards. We already know they're going to be without Davis Bertans. Now they're going to be without Bradley Beal, who is citing an injury. I believe he's being awarded one of those injury exemptions.
Yeah.
So he's not going to play, but he is going to Orlando.
The Wizards want to keep Bradley Beal really happy, apparently.
So bad.
And I guess this is what makes him happy.
So that's not participate.
So because he's coming, they can't get a replacement player, right?
No, they can still get a replacement player, right? I believe they can still get one as long as he's not active on the roster.
I don't believe they can because they ruled him out for injury, not for COVID.
I thought you can sign a player with 4 years or less experience for injury replacement.
I didn't think you could in Beal's case.
Okay, I could be wrong. There's a lot of...
Because, if he was ruled out like due to COVID, yes, you could. But I thought I saw that because it was cited as a specific injury, you could not. They could not sign a replacement player.
The fact that
and he's going to get paid.
Justify it is so crazy to me. Like, if players aren't playing, let them sign a replacement player. Like, I don't know why this isn't so simple. Like, it's very, very complicated for no good reason, in my opinion.
Well, Bradley Beal, going to do the smart thing, whether he's hurt or not, to be cautious.
Well, unless he's going. In which
no,
case
he is going. He's subjugated himself.
So that's not particularly smart, right?
That's a good point. I guess cautious isn't really the apt
word. No, cautious is gone. Like,
can you imagine how crazy this is going into this, where you can at least lie to yourself and be like, "We got a chance," but to be a team like the Nets or the Wizards, like to go jump through all these hoops, and you have no GD chance. Like,
They
like, what are
don't
we
feel like
doing?
they have a chance. They're there for money. But I am ready for the basketball nerd in me to get to watch Troy Brown Jr. So ready.
Ooh.
Same with Jonathan Isaac if he gets to play.
Are you
The
gonna get to do
Orlando
that?
Magic might make the 8th seed because of the complete, just terrible basketball that we're going to get from the Wizards, that we're going to get from the Nets. We might see the Magic make the playoffs, play the Bucks.
Just to recap, TJ's take is,
will play the Bucks.
as a basketball fan, I can't wait for terrible basketball.
No, I can't
Just to
wait
be
for
clear,
that.
that's
The terrible basketball is all yeah. And Fuego. It's got the
I
drum
mean,
pattern,
if
by the
I'm
way.
Scott Brooks, I'm just letting Ish Smith dribble the ball for 48 minutes.
If I'm Jamal
That
Murray,
won them one game this year, I know.
if I'm Jamal Murray, apparently I'm also letting Ish Smith just dribble the ball for 40. All right, too easy. Let's move on. We have one more update before we hit our first break, COVID related. Dwight Howard, Laker, Los Angeles Laker, if you didn't know, was on the fence about participating. He and Avery Bradley were two pretty vocal guys, some faces of the skepticism here about going. So Dwight Howard has decided that he is going to participate, and not only that, he's going to be donating his remaining salary to his nonprofit campaign, Breathe Again. Bobby Marks tweeted out that's roughly $700,000. I have tried very hard not to have definitive takes about any player decisions here. I just wanted to say that I really like this one. I think Dwight Howard was pretty clearly conflicted for more than one reason. It was not just COVID, it was the social justice stuff as well. And for him to arrive at a conclusion that I think takes his teammates' sensibilities into account, takes his own sort of competitiveness into account, but I don't think necessarily sacrifices or leverages what appears to be important to him. So a job well done in Dwight, I think, in finding some middle ground, and he might win a title this year. So
This is not binary. The way you help in social justice and against police brutality and systemic racism is not binary. Going does not mean you are not helping, and staying does not mean you are. You can do so many things to help, and Dwight Howard has found a way to donate a huge portion of money to help a lot of people. So this is awesome, man. Anybody who can find a way to help, regardless of how they do it, is just so respectable in my book. Jaylen Brown the same way. Jaylen Brown thought about not going as well, and he decided after looking into it and spending time thinking about it that he could really use that platform for something meaningful. And when people think about it and they find a way to make meaningful change, I don't care how you do it. That's amazing.
This was the case for continuing on through where we were a month or two ago, and just saying, like, even trudging through with these plans when they seem so trite and so beneath what we all should be paying attention to, is that you do have this platform, you do have the ability to, yes, generate money that you can give back to the community. You do have the ability to have all eyes on you and your league, and so you can continue to that conversation in a way that doesn't allow us to stop talking about it. I applaud him. This is the exact thing that they thought would be the best way to handle it, and he did it. So good for him.
I was going to read Dwight Howard's statement, but it's a little lengthy. Shams Charania tweeted it out. You can go find it and read it yourselves. Let's hit a break, though. How about that?
Yeah, sorry, guys. I was looking at Troy Daniels' dinner on night one inside the NBA bubble. He posted it
on the beat, man.
What do you got, 1
posted it
through
on
10?
Instagram.
How does it look?
Well, he did one of those emojis where, like, it's the face palm, so I don't think he's too thrilled about it.
Okay.
Fresh
take,
garden
not good.
greens, arugula, watermelon, pickled red onions. I can't really read the rest.
It's really weird. They just like give you a tray like you're at camp, and there's just like 5 different things you can eat. You don't really get to eat.
I will say this doesn't look like it will fulfill like a standard NBA player's appetite.
It's between what you would expect and Fry Fest. Somewhere in the middle.
There's the real reason behind Jokic's delay.
Oh man! All right. Anyways, I bet they wish they had some Breck Brew inside the NBA bubble.
Yeah.
Hit up the Mile High City Copper Lager from Breck Brew. You know it. It has that Nuggets Midnight Blue can. Official beer of the playoffs. We're calling it that. Also, the 15-can sampler from Breck Brew as well.
AKA
You can
the
pick it up.
Jokic pack.
Yeah, some are calling it the Jokic pack.
Saw that on Twitter today.
Many are calling it the Jokic bag.
Upgrading to many. You can, pick that up at Davidson's. They have curbside pickup. They also have delivery as well. Also, guys, we've heard the rumors, but Fight Island is finally here. This weekend's UFC 251 is set to be the best yet, with big names stepping into the octagon all throughout the night. How do we feel about Fight Island? You guys in or out?
I mean, I'm in on the title. I'll tell you that right now.
It's an amazing title.
That's something I would.
In.
Fight Island, starring Jason Statham and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Dude, that would have been. I would have gone to Blockbuster as a child, and I would have immediately gravitated towards Fight Island, the Fight Island VHS. Sure. It definitely would have had a skull on the front, like the island would have been in the shape of a skull. Fight Island.
Yeah, I'm sold, Win. I'm sold.
No better place to get in on the action on Fight Island and all the other events this weekend than with DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. This week only, DraftKings is offering a new user's special odds boost on this weekend's headline fight.
Free money, folks.
Bet
Free money.
$20 to win $100 on either fighter, so you can pick the fighter. Pretty cool. This week is full of action from golf to the European soccer, all the way to Abu Dhabi for Fight Island, and DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered. It's an amazing name. I'm just going to say Fight Island as many times as I can throughout the rest of this read.
We need to change it. It's no longer the bubble. It's I guess it's NBA Fight Island. Right.
Doesn't even make sense, but that should be the name of the documentary.
I didn't really think that.
Fight Island, quest for a title.
In the middle of the
It's just Disney World.
Just a Pirates of the Caribbean crossover. That's all.
Again, this weekend, DraftKings is offering all users not one but two profit boosts when you place a bet on UFC 251. Just place a pre-match bet on a fighter, and if they win, your payout increases. So make sure to download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code DNVR when you sign up. For a limited time, all new users can get a sign-up bonus and no-brainer odds boost on the headline fight this Saturday. Bet $20 and win $100. Yep, that's right. No matter if you pick Usman or Burns, those are the two fighters, your odds will be boosted to $20 to win $100. So head to DraftKings Sportsbook now and sign up with the code DNVR. Must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Bonus is comprised of a first deposit bonus and a first bet match. Each up to $500. Deposit bonus requires a 25 times playthrough. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
You know, they say that read has to be 60 seconds. It's a marketing agreement. I'm going to pull the curtain back for the viewers at home. How could it not be with that disclaimer at the end? That's like 30 right there.
I was thinking about that the other day, like how lawyers will make you do all of these things. All it does is ruin our lives. Like we just
ruin your life. I'm thinking it.
Like no one listens to what's being said. We just have to say it every time.
We go back now to Denver for some more news, not COVID related, so we pushed it to segment 2. This isn't surprising. This isn't new news, but it's been officially announced by the team for the first time. Calvin Booth will be promoted to the general manager position of the Denver Nuggets, formerly assistant general manager. TJ, just, really quick, we've talked about it, actually, I believe, with you before on this show, but really quick, your thoughts on the hire, and from me, I just want to say congrats to Calvin, who's been on this show and is, of course, well-deserving of this gig.
Cal is one of the best people you'll come across. He's genuine, he's so kind, and he will always have a conversation. He's very unique in that way, and I think that's what makes him so unique as an executive. He does think so much bigger and so much more uniquely than so many people, and that's why him and Tim Connolly have always hit it off. So for me, I am actually thinking this is a home run hire. I know his name isn't a bright lights name, but that dude is one of the most brightest young executives in basketball, and I think he's going to be in Denver for a long, long time.
Yeah, it's a safe decision, and I don't mean that with a negative connotation.
No,
it's safe
comfortability, for sure.
Correct,
They're so
familiarity
with him right now.
And the Nuggets, I think, in a way, can keep some of that continuity, that organizational momentum rolling without having to sort of figure things out again from the top. This is also a former player, so it's a guy that's well-respected within the organization. And, look, I'm not, plugged in around the league, but to my knowledge, around the league as well. And I think when you have that former player title, I just think it earns you some goodwill inside an organization, especially with the players. So I expect this to go over smoothly and well-deserved and long time coming for Calvin.
What's cool about Calvin Booth and his kind of how he mixes it with the rest of the front office, he's like the only guy in the Nuggets front office who played basketball professionally. Well, Marty Posh has played professionally, but in the NBA, I believe, right?
Yeah, he's the only one in the end who played in the NBA.
So it's just kind of cool that Nuggets have a mix of a guy who's played at the NBA
Yep.
and who's been around, Dirk, who's been around tons of different guys. But then they also have guys who have never played in the NBA, never played in college, like Tim Connolly. Other guys, who have played in college and played overseas, but they have a really cool mix of just different basketball backgrounds in that front office, and I think that's a good thing because
it's great
when you're building out an organization, and this applies to not just the NBA but any type of company. You want diverse backgrounds. You don't want diverse thinkers. You want people who think and approach things in different ways, and I think that's what the Nuggets have.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. I think the other big thing is that really nobody in that front office is scared to take risks. He is just as creative as Tim Connolly, and that's a massive compliment in my eyes because Tim really does think so particularly, so methodically in a very specific kind of way. And I think that you're going to see a lot of that echoed from Calvin Booth going forward. So you're going to see a lot of the same and maybe even more progression from this team in a very unique, forward-thinking way.
And he also has experience working with and under Tim Connolly. When you look at the Nuggets structure, their front office infrastructure, it's the Pobo and then the GM. So Calvin has experience, firsthand experience in whatever it is Tim is looking for in the folks that are working under. And I'm sure in his words, he would say with him. Because there's going to be a certain preference in terms of how much are you challenging me? When is my word the final word? This is not something they have to renegotiate or refigure out with a guy that's already been in the front office for years.
They go all the way back to New Orleans in 2012. They've been working together way before the Nuggets and all of this iteration of this franchise existed. So they go back for a long time. They have consistently been close, and this is something that has really been a natural growth for Calvin and for the relationship between Tim and Calvin to get him to this spot. So I really think that you hit it on the nose. They work together so well, and I'm really excited to see how this plays out.
Yeah, it's probably the Nuggets probably have a more seemingly from the outside and maybe you were saying this, but their structure seems pretty flat up top. It seemed, it was unclear even though Tim Connolly was not the general manager. He still felt like the general manager last year, even though it was AK. But it just, to what you're saying, it's just a synergy of minds coming together. It's like they form like Voltron to make these decisions, which is so great.
I know Harrison will agree with this as well, but Tim Connolly makes it a point to have everybody involved in the conversation. This is not an authoritative regime in terms of the Nuggets organization. They work together. Everything is together. And that's ownership to coaching staff to all of the front office in between. So that's a big part of their alignment, as they call it.
The other thing, too, is whatever this timeline that's coming up here with, the end of this season, the restart, then the end, then whenever the next season starts, the Nuggets can make this as an easy and simple decision for themselves. We already know who's filling this position, who is going to be filling that role and making those subsequent decisions, those germane decisions, and that's in place now, right? So we don't have to worry about whatever that offseason is, short, looking different, whatever. You know what I mean? They're not also looking to fill a new position. So,
but they might, though. Don't they need an assistant general manager now? Don't they potentially need one other spot? So Tim might have to go out there and find somebody who is probably not a big name, because I doubt that the budget is that big for a front office to get a high-name assistant general manager. But I do think that there is probably going to be some hire after this net extravaganza that they're going to try and put on in Orlando. And we might end up seeing some names start, piping up that might fill that role.
Let's move on now to a game that, to be honest, we can't claim. There's so many great games we can that, just the creative juices are.
I drink on here because I'm very nervous right now.
Yeah. I mean, you've been doing it the whole time. So
not this voice.
Oh, wow. All right. You may have seen this
if you... Is there any chance that's coffee? Or
if you watch the NBA on TNT, I believe Shaquille O'Neal popularized this game. But we're going to play Who He Play For, NBA. He plays for the Mavericks. That's incredible.
Right, well, game over.
Wind, I think you're on top of this one, right?
I am on top of this one. Let's roll it, Kale. Let's go with the first guy.
Oh boy.
Music.
Wow.
Eric.
Oh,
this is okay. Ryan Brokoff. Who does he play for? He does not play for the Dallas Mavs. So these guys will appear in jerseys, but They do
Is
not play
everybody
for.
going to Orlando that we're talking about?
Yes, this is the
Okay.
NBA bubble edition of who he play for. Who
I've
does
heard
Ryan
the name.
Brokoff play for? Quiet down in the
does he-
comments too.
Yeah, can we
Jesus.
disable the comments? Don't
What?
let TJ.
I have absolutely no idea. I have.
Is that are we positive that was an NBA basketball player?
Is he going to join the Utah Jazz?
That is incorrect. He is not going
Oh
to join
my
the
God.
Utah.
Going
Jazz.
to New York,
Unbelievable.
baby.
So now we just remove it. I'm just kidding.
Ryan Brokoff was just signed to the 76ers.
What was that picture?
76ers.
Couldn't
All
tell
right,
you that one.
Are we really going to put a
So
photo
bad.
with a huge watermark in the middle of it?
Yep, here we are.
Okay. All right.
Is this not a highbrow enough production for you, Eric Weedham?
Just curious, very curious. Just wanted
Let's
to know.
go to number 2, Cal.
Oh God.
Bruno Caboclo. Who he play for?
Oh.
Oh my God.
He is going to the bubble, I believe.
I believe.
I believe. Not really important.
Is there? Can I get a lifeline? Does any of that work? I have
Come
no
on, TJ,
idea
out with it.
what Bruno Caboclo
Who he
is
play
doing.
for? Simple question.
I mean, all I know is that he's still 2 years away from his spot. So I just don't know, man. I have no idea. I have genuinely no idea.
Let's hear it. Get just a guess. Come on.
Let's go with the Portland Trailblazers, who desperately need a wing.
That is incorrect. Bruno Caboclo going to the bubble with the Houston Rockets.
Unbelievable.
He has appeared in 5 games for Houston.
He's already on the team? I didn't know.
I believe Houston signed Luke and Mute today,
They
too.
did. That's
They
more
did.
important, for sure.
It's back. He's back, baby.
God.
Love
He and
him.
Trevor Ariza are
Bye.
just going to be deadline pickups for the rest of time.
Let's go to number 3, Cal. Kent Bazemore. Who he play for?
He's not on the Blazers anymore?
He is not.
So
That would
that
be a
means he's
dead
probably
giveaway.
on...
We wouldn't be very good at this game if it was.
Is he on Philly?
Is
I
that
know
your final
nothing.
answer?
Sure. I don't think that there's any good answers from me currently. So yeah, I'm going to go with final.
That
You've
is
been very-
incorrect
This
again.
is incredible.
Kent Bazemore going to the bubble with the Sacramento Kings.
Well, no one cares about the Kings in the bubble. You can't blame me for
Unbelievable.
that.
Unbelievable.
Eric and Vote, you can you chime in on these two.
How
Feel
bad
free.
this is.
No, I'm going to let TJ
No,
expose
Brendan's
himself.
loving
yeah,
the
no.
suffering. He's enjoying
TJ can
every
eat this
moment.
entire pie.
All right, we are 0 for 3. We've still got we're 0 for 3. We've still got 7 more.
I don't even know who that is.
Wow.
so.
We have
Solomon
7 more.
Hill. Solomon Hill. Who he play
Wow.
for?
Solomon Hill. Solomon
Oh, I know
Hill
this
did-
one.
No, did he go to the Jazz? He was the Bogdanovich replaced. No, he's not.
I believe he was
I got
involved in a trade
The
a
Oprah
couple
was
months
correct.
or many months ago now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Come on, bro.
Bad at
Come
this
on.
game. I went with the. Yeah, I mean, I said my piece. I have literally no idea.
This is incredible.
This is absolutely
Solomon
appalling.
Hill going to the bubble with the Miami Heat. With the Miami Heat. I believe he was in the Andre Iguodala, Justice
God.
Winslow sign and trade thing.
We just
I don't know. Maybe.
I just-
threw
Over.
TJ into an ocean
I
with no
just
life raft, and
over.
we're just laughing as he drowns.
Oh, you should. Deserved all the way around. Someone gives me money to talk about basketball.
All right, I think you might be able to get this next one. Jakar Sampson.
Oh.
I don't-
Old friend.
He was
Jakar
on-
Sampson.
Did he get re-signed by the Kings?
That is incorrect. Jakar Sampson is on the Pacers. He has 10 starts this year for the Pacers in 26 games.
I still believe in Jakar Sampson. I want to make that clear. But
You don't even know where he plays.
I don't. I have no idea. At least Hackshaw gives me a little bit of props. This is the hardest game.
Yeah, well, listen, you're still not doing well at it. Who cares?
You're right. Thank God I covered the Nuggets.
Are you? Yeah. All right.
Anthony Tolliver.
Whoa.
Who he play for? Yes, he is still going strong. Still in the league.
That photo is unnerving.
I've done a
I know.
terrible job of keeping up with
His
the
gazes.
NBA. That is a terrifying picture.
What a
Anthony
strangely
Tolliver.
proportioned dude, too.
Anthony
I got
Tolliver
this.
did not go to the Nets. He did not. I
Oh,
don't know.
whoops.
I don't know. The Guangdong Tigers. I have absolutely no idea. I'm going to go with my safe and tried answer that has been wrong every time. The Utah Jazz.
Incorrect.
Beautiful. It's incredible.
He is on the Memphis Grizzlies. Okay, you should be able to get this next one. This next one is recent. Marvin Williams.
I don't know.
Marvin Williams just got signed, I believe.
See, I go off
couple
Twitter
weeks
for
ago.
a week for my sanity, and I miss everything, apparently.
You know what's crazy? You were off Twitter for a week, and I had no idea. I mean, there was just still enough old tweets in the timeline populating that I...
Oh, the truth hurts.
Well, tweeted
At
to
least I'm not Matt Moore. That's all I gotta say. I don't think that much.
Marvin Williams.
Marvin Williams has to have ended up on a
Eastern
team that
Conference. Eastern Conference. Good team.
We'll give you a hint this time.
Good team in the East.
Some would say... You know,
Sad
Some
trombone
would
queued up.
say, did he end up on the Pacers as well?
That is incorrect. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I have absolutely no
Dude,
idea.
this is the teaser tomorrow. This
He
is
was
the
on-
whole
Yeah, go
teaser.
ahead. Over
Marvin Williams is on the Bucks.
DNBA show. Totally here. I can put my mug in that ugly
Yeah.
picture at the volley.
Kale, name the canvas
Evergreen
for this.
comment.
Matt Moore
TJ
out of
embarrasses
control.
himself.
Yeah, that's the teaser name. Do we have any more? Or is that it?
We've got three more.
Let's do it. I just want to see if he offers. I really
Alec
do.
Burks, who he played for.
So he's not on the Jazz anymore. He's not on the Warriors anymore. He's now on.
You have guessed this team as you've been cycling through these players. You have said this team, I believe.
That doesn't help me. I've said like 4 teams as darts in the dark. It's not the Jazz. I hate you. No, it's Eric. That way. Eric! I don't know. I'm going to say the Jazz again. One of
It
them
is.
has to
It
be
is not the
Phil.
Jazz. I'm
Who
sorry.
is it?
The Philadelphia 76ers.
And this is going to hurt you more. I'm going to see you guys. Again, I have no idea who these guys are.
Yeah.
That's why this is so enjoyable. We don't want you to come on and get all 10 right. That's
Okay,
all
this last
interesting.
one was recent. Campaign.
Yes, campaign. I saw this and I forgot.
Yes.
Campaign has got to have the best agent in NBA history.
I don't know how he ends up on teams at all times. He always does. Campaign. Who needs a point guard? It wasn't Philly. They got Jake Milton. It's not Portland. It's not.
It was a team that has
Probably the
no
Utah
business
Jazz.
being at the bubble.
Oh, it was the Suns.
It is the Suns.
I remember
It is the Suns.
Not over.
It is the
That's
Suns.
called being clutch. If you guys didn't know.
I'm not going to lie. I'm a little disappointed.
All right, Kale, let's throw number 10 up there.
Oh. Troy Daniels, baby. Denver Nugget legend, Troy Daniels.
Let's go.
Just wanted to make sure we were
I
staying
got my
sane with
Nuggets,
that
man.
one.
I can't be that atrocious at my job. I can do Nuggets.
2 for 10, not bad.
No, that's
Not bad.
20%. That's real bad. If I'm batting 200, I'm getting cut. That
You're
is
at
not
the-
workable.
Yeah, you're at the Mendoza line. 200.
All right, so we do have someone lined up for this step. So let's hit one more break. We'll bring it back, and we'll close with America's favorite game.
Yeah, for sure. So, as most of you guys know, I'm taking an online class this summer at MSU Denver Online, and honestly, can't recommend it anymore. Myself and Ali Monroy are both taking one online, and if you guys are thinking about taking a class online, thinking about going back to school, check out MSU Denver Online. They have awesome teachers who are super engaged, extremely responsive to emails, questions, and concerns. I've been in constant communication with my teacher. She's great at getting back to me with all the questions I have. Also, the course content, at least from my experience, has been highly relevant. I mean, I can't even remember like all the classes I took in my undergrad, and I was just thinking, man, I will never use this stuff outside of this class. But not the case in my experience at MSU Denver Online. So check out their course listing online, of course. But it's great if you're a first-time freshman or if you're looking to go back to school, finish up your degree, maybe get a second degree. So check out MSU Denver Online. Also download the Colorado Raptors podcast, the DNVR Raptors podcast with Colton Strickler, our rugby pod. It's an awesome listen. Colton gets like some awesome guests. I think I saw he had like the CEO of USA Rugby on the pod.
Yeah, it's no longer the
That's not a flex
FYI,
or
it's no longer the
anything, no big
Raptors
deal.
pod. Now it's just the rugby pod. They're focusing more on USA Rugby.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
There
Should
you
probably
go.
update
Colton's
that.
plugged in on that. All jokes aside, Colton's the guests he has are.
Yeah.
If you're into rugby,
Of a name.
he's got
big.
you covered.
Yeah, he gets top-notch guests. and he knows his stuff too. So he can teach you a lot about the game of rugby. And if you want to learn more about it, just check it out. Now the DNVR Rugby podcast, apparently.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, with that, folks, it's time. The time you've all been waiting for, the moment we've all been waiting for.
My redemption.
Let's welcome in tonight's participant, tonight's guest. Joining us from, well, we'll find out. We'll ask him. Colin, welcome to the program, Colin.
Oh, goodbye.
We'll try again.
Colin!
Colin,
There
welcome
he
to the
is.
pod, Colin.
There he is.
You did it.
How's it hanging, brother?
I'm good. How are you all?
Oh, no, this is devastating.
Can't hear you.
I can hear
Delay.
him.
I can hear him too. You can't hear him?
Yeah,
I can't hear him.
Play. Let's go.
What the
I
H?
can't hear him.
All right, hang on. Let's test. We'll do it live. Colin, respond to me if you hear this.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, he can hear you.
I
You
see
can't hear
his
him?
mouth moving, but
I can totally hear him.
I can't hear him.
He's delayed. You know what? Screw it. Let's do it.
No, he's right on cue for me. I'm gonna have to relay messages for you.
Yeah, this is gonna have to be another telephone.
I'm gonna be
type deal here.
Cullen's mouthpiece to you.
There we go. Let's do it.
All right. I got this. What type of coffee? Sorry. I guess we have to bring the graphic up and everything. Let's play the steps. This is
let's
going
go.
great. Love when Adam's not here. Question number 1 on the steps. What type of coffee do DNVR members drink that is jam-packed with CBD and helps relieve back pain and arthritis?
Strava Croft coffee.
Yeah, he got it.
He got
Not
it.
only is that correct, you're back and synced up with us. I'm feeling confident.
Oh, you can
guys.
hear him. All
I'm
right, let's
feeling
go.
excited.
Let's go.
Go.
He is on to question number 2, and I am stalling while I scroll down the page.
Filibuster.
Question number 2. Which Nuggets player grew up in Montebello, Colorado?
Montbello.
Oh,
Montbello.
TJ, you have to know.
I'm not from
I do know. Do you need help?
Yeah, you can help. You can just tell
Yeah,
him.
you're
It
supposed
is
to help
Paul
me,
Millsap.
TJ.
I wasn't sure if you needed it yet. Paul Millsap.
Yeah,
Paul Millsap.
That is the correct answer.
that's right.
Over here,
Montbello.
over here,
Montbello,
man.
baby.
Montebello. I knew that.
Montebello.
DNVR's own Brendan Vogt. Question number 3. Who are the Nuggets' two current two-way players?
Oh, shoot. One's Bol, right?
That's correct.
One change though. Don't get caught up in the trap.
You thought the Nuggets were done, so they tweeted,
Oh.
but they weren't done. They had
can help
one
you
more
with
two-way
that.
signing to make.
Tyler Cook.
Yeah.
There it is. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's on to question 4. Question number 4. That's question number 5.
So nervous.
I'm just going to stall.
Unbelievable.
What
You
number
were
does
Cullen.
Jamal Murray wear? What number does Jamal Murray wear?
27.
That is correct. Don't laugh at our questions, Colin.
You would be surprised. We've had people on here that just have like no regard
clue.
for players' numbers.
Wow.
It's like it's a hit or miss type
Just
thing.
wait for question 13 when we ask you for the prime root of Bulbul's
You
number.
are so evil.
Question number 5. Which Nuggets player was a football star in high school in Indiana?
I know Gary Harris from Indiana. Is that right, TJ?
Yes, it is.
All right, Gary Harris.
It's too easy for Colin.
Let's go.
Hey!
Let's go.
Sticker
gone
pack
far.
secured.
So, Colin,
Ooh.
there's a big decision in your hands now.
Oh,
You
boy.
have a sticker pack. That's
Oh,
it.
boy.
If you want it, you can take it. Or forget the stickers. Let's keep going for a shirt.
Let's keep going. I have a sticker pack. I bought that a long time ago.
Dave.
You know what? We're only 53 minutes into the show, so that was the right call, Colin. That was the right call. Question number 6. Which three-point shooter did the Nuggets sign to a 10-day contract last season? You'll know it was
Season as in not the one that just got suspended. The
yes.
one before that.
So last season there was a flashy 10-day contract.
That's
Was
what
that
that's
Swaggy P?
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
He is still a free agent. I hope there are some rival GMs listening. Please sign Swaggy P to
Nuggets.
the
All I know
bubble.
is Chip Conley
Nuggets
was
legend Swaggy P.
Yeah, somebody needs to bring Swaggy P into the bubble, please.
TJ and I will forever have that last memory of Swaggy P in Denver. Just
bright pink shorts, TV over his shoulder, and he stole a cart to push it out. And
Incredible.
that was the end of Swaggy.
That was
forever.
unbelievable. Oh my god, I totally forgot about that.
Walking out the locker room with a 40-inch TV is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Man.
Question number 7. Which 3 Nuggets players have scored 40 points or more in an NBA game?
This is a tough one.
I know 2 of them.
So Murray for sure. Jokic, I'm sure, has scored more than 40. Does it have to be with the Nuggets they've scored more than 40?
No.
I think I know who it is, but I think you're thinking the same person.
Is it Millsap, do you think?
That's
TJ?
who I would have guessed, because he had a triple overtime game when he was in Atlanta, and I thought he had like 48 in that one. But
How do you know that, but you went 1 for 23?
Because I haven't been paying attention.
All right.
Who he play for?
Yeah, all
just
right,
had that
at the time.
I'll go Jamal, Jokic, and Millsap.
Unbelievable. Incredible.
Wow.
He's right again, folks.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's cruising through.
Question number 8. T-shirt on the line. What college did Torrey Craig attend?
I do know this one. If you can tell me.
Is it South Carolina upstate?
Wow. Yeah,
TJ,
I mean,
TJ,
that's
we don't
right.
need you. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Beat it.
I clearly can get removed from this and go back to whatever nonsense I was doing before.
Go drink some
Okay.
mystery brown liquid.
It says Jameson.
Oh, okay, cool.
There's no mystery.
In the question number 8, on the all-time wins list for head coaches in Nuggets history, where does Michael Malone sit on the all-time wins list?
It's just
Ooh,
got a lot
doctor.
harder.
There are
Ooh,
definitely
doctor.
2 who are ahead of him. I'm not sure if he's 3rd though.
Good stuff, TJ.
Ooh, dog.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was thinking. I can think of 2 coaches who are ahead of him. The Nuggets haven't been good very many times.
This is true.
Very true. That checks out.
This is true. Good.
No life, baby.
Back checks. Yeah, that's right.
I would agree with you.
I'm gonna go 3rd. I don't feel great about it, but I'll go 3rd.
TJ, you're good with 3rd?
Uh-huh. But I would have said,
Well, I'll tell you what.
you're right. Bernie wouldn't build it up otherwise.
That's incorrect. And you know what? So's TJ. Just kidding. Sorry, TJ.
Wait, who's ahead of Malone other than Doug Moe?
He's
and
4th.
Paul?
He's 4th on the list. I didn't have the full list in front of me, though, so
Well, I got a very intelligent
that's a
phone.
Google
Give me
job for everyone. Yeah. All right, TJ, you Google, I'll outro. How about that?
Deal. Do it up.
All right, big thanks to Colin for hopping on the steps. Shouts to our buddy TJ McBride of Blue Wire Pods, Mile High Sports, the homie. Forever. On behalf of Harrison Wind, Eric Weedham, also known as D-Line Co., and Adam Marios, who isn't here, but I'll speak
Let's
for
screw
him.
him.
Thanks so
Screw him.
much.
He's gone.
Thanks for hanging. Thanks for laughing.
Larry
Thanks for
Brown!
commenting.
Larry Brown.
Larry Brown. Hey, we'll do it all again tomorrow, 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Talk to you then. Stay safe, stay sane.